Hello everybody. Spider-Man and I are here. The Avengers are here. And we want to welcome you to History of Christianity, Reformation to Modern on the Internet. I hope that you are ready to jump in and learn about the past 500 years of Christian history. What a trip. As we start on our journey, we will begin with the great reformers in Europe and England. We will discuss their conflicts with the Roman Catholic Church, including the terrible wars of religion. The next stage following the initial Reformation includes the Age of Enlightenment, Pietism, and Revival under John Wesley. Then it'll be time to cross the Atlantic Ocean and look at American Christianity in its many forms. Christianity goes global through the missions movement, and we'll finish our trip with modern Christianity in Europe and America. But first, before we start this trip, I thought we might walk through the syllabus so you will know the requirements and expectations of our class. Well, first, we'll stop off at the Audubon Zoo for a little monkeying around with my family. But we really don't have time for that monkey business, so let's move on and talk about the syllabus. Okie doke. The first thing you'll find on your syllabus is a contact information. You'll see my email address, and that is the best way to communicate with me. Normally, I will answer within a day or two, unless you write me on the weekend. Usually, unless it's an emergency, I won't respond until Monday, but I do try to get back to my students as quickly as I can. Feel free to call me. You see the seminary's phone number there and my extension 3214. And you're always welcome to stop by my office, which is in the Dodd building, first floor, office number 105. My door is usually open or at least unlocked unless I'm in the classroom eating lunch, or maybe I've wandered over to the student center to see what's going on there. And so it might be best to send me an email or phone me for an appointment. But again, you're welcome to stop by. We have two required textbooks. One is Justo Gonzalez, The Story of Christianity, Volume 2, The Reformation to the Present Day. My students give me positive reviews of this textbook. It is very readable, and it was the textbook that I read when I first studied church history, and it helped me to fall in love with the subject. I hope it will mean that much to you as well. The other textbook is a reader. It's a collection of primary sources to help you see what our church history fathers and mothers wrote primarily. So this is the Documents of the Christian Church, edited by Bettinson and Maunder. Okay, if you find earlier editions, they are acceptable, but for the most part, you will only be able to find these current editions. All right, and you can go to nobts.ecampus.com to order your textbooks. All right, you will want to go to Blackboard for your coursework. You will be automatically enrolled onto Blackboard. You will have access to it on the first day of class, which is January 19th. On Blackboard, you'll find at course information, you'll find a copy of the syllabus and how to get books from NOBTS and other information. The first thing I'd like you to do once you get access to Blackboard is to go to the discussion board and post an introduction. I would like to know where you live, what you do, tell me about your family, tell me about your background, and I'm especially interested in your ministry goal and what degree you're pursuing. I like pictures. I like to see my students with their families or in their activities. It helps me to get to know you better. I have led the way with more information than you want to know about me, but I also have pictures of my wife and my family and my grandkids. And of course, you want to see pictures of my grandkids, right? So I have led the way, so please follow me and post an introduction. All right, most of the coursework will take place under course documents, and you'll find that link in the left column. The course is divided up into units, and under each unit you'll find the PowerPoint lectures. Also, there will be audio files there, and I've designed it so that you can scroll through the PowerPoints while you listen to the audio, and it gives you the feeling of a classroom lecture. Also, you'll find bonus features including videos and maps and charts and other added documents that will teach you about the subject. All right, also you'll see a study guide in each unit to help you prepare for the unit exams, and then of course you've got unit reading reports. We'll talk about the exams and reading reports next, okay? But on Blackboard, look for the link to the course documents. There the course is divided up into units, and each unit has a number of features for you. All right, your unit assignments will be due at the end of each unit deadline, okay? So, for example, Unit 1 is due to be complete on February the 8th at midnight at the end of that day, okay? Unit 2 ends on March the 1st, Unit 3 March 22nd, and so forth, all right? So the dates are listed in your syllabus. Okay, so every unit you have 3 assignments that will be due. One is the unit exam. There are 6 unit exams. Each one is conducted online. Each one is 20 minutes. It is timed, but it will not shut down at the end of the 20 minutes. So if you see that the time is about to run out, go ahead and take the time you need to finish out that last question or two, or to review your answers. But the reason that it is timed is that the unit exams are closed book, closed note, open memory. All right, and so the 20-minute time limit is a way to hold you accountable to functioning from your memory and not from reading your notes, okay? All right, each unit exam has a base value of 25 points, but bonus questions can increase the value of each exam. And then the lowest exam grade will be dropped. This is in case you forget an exam, or if you have computer problems, if you have to go out of town for a DNOW or a revival or just for vacation, you can drop 1 exam grade. If you're satisfied with your first 5 exam scores, well, then you can exempt yourself from the 6th, okay? All right, reading reports. For your reading report, you will estimate the percentage of the reading that you completed in 20% increments. As you look at the syllabus, you can see the reading schedule, and you can see what is expected for you to read from Justo Gonzalez, from Bettinson and Maunder, from the internet. And so if you read all of it, well, then that's easy. You just click 100% and you get 5 points. If you didn't read quite everything, well then click on 80% and you'll get 4 points. Well, maybe you read just over half, that's 60% and 3 points, and so forth, okay? But please do your reading, because you cannot learn everything that I want you to know about church history just by looking through the PowerPoints. You need to read the textbook and the primary sources in order to get the full picture. All right, at the end of the semester, you'll have an opportunity to fill out the bonus reading report. 5 points of bonus will be awarded to you if you complete all of the assigned reading. Now, this is all or nothing in order to get the extra points. And so the reading schedule is included in the syllabus. All right, every unit you will go to the discussion board and you'll participate in the discussion board in each of the 6 units. All right, what I'm asking for in the discussion board is an application point. So consider the lessons that you learn during each unit and compose an application point. It could be a sermon illustration, an application to your ministry, or a lesson learned for your personal life. And remember, we can learn from history positive lessons on what we might want to do, or we can learn negative lessons, what we want to avoid. All right, so from church history, we can learn positive and negative lessons. So these are the 3 assignments that are due by the end of every unit. All right, there is a movie review included in your assignments. And think about it, how often do you get to watch a movie for class credit? The movie for the Reformation to Modern class is titled Luther. It was released in 2003 with Joseph Fiennes, Peter Ustinov in his final film role, and Alfred Molina. You may remember him as Doc Ock in the earlier Spider-Man movie, soon to come out again in the new Spider-Man movie. This movie review is due on March the 8th. And the movie review is a review of the film based on its historicity. So you will evaluate the movie for its historical accuracy and value, include any discrepancy that you notice. Now, this assignment is informal and it's intended to be a fun way for you to learn. And you may use first person in this assignment. I hope that you will enjoy the film and the opportunity to write the review. All right, your other writing assignment is a major research project that is due on March 29. Okay, this is a research paper, 10 to 12 pages long. The instructions and the grading guidelines are in your syllabus. You will select a topic, either a subject for a biography or a broader topic for you to research, and so you'll receive instructions on how to send me 3 to 5 of your choices in order of preference, and you'll send me that email. I will respond with your assignment, and I usually send along some suggestions for resources. All right, your major research project, we'll talk more about this later on, but here are just some instructions on how to write a research project for me. First of all, you'll want to write an introduction. You will introduce your subject by summarizing why this person or topic is important to read about. Okay, and then you'll write a section on the subject's early life. But this must be brief so that you reserve the major body of the paper to the person's contributions. Briefly tell the birth date of your subject. Do not get bogged down over conflicting dates. Sometimes with these ancient historical subjects, we don't always know all the information, but don't spend a whole paragraph debating on when the person was born or died. It's not important. What is important is the person's contributions to church history. Okay? As a rule, a chronological approach is best, and you'll conclude the life story with a brief statement about his or her death date. Okay, your conclusion summarizes the legacy of your subject, whether a person or a movement. So you'll have a conclusion that summarizes the legacy of your subject. And then the last section will discuss the application point or points that you gleaned from your research and writing. So here is another time when I want to see an application point. Okay, now another word about your paper. If you choose to include subheadings, insert 2 blank lines above and 1 blank line below. No chapters. A table of contents is not necessary. This is a brief paper, and so it does not need a table of contents or chapter divisions. All right, so the application point. After writing a conclusion, I'm sorry for the error. There's no PowerPoint lecture in this class, but after writing a conclusion to your research paper, then you need to add at least 1 application point learned from the subject of the research project, whether it is a person or a topic. Again, it could be a sermon illustration, an application to your ministry, or a lesson learned for your personal life. But the purpose of these application points is for us to be able to apply what we learn from church history to our personal lives. All right, one tool that is available to you is Safe Assignment, and you will see this on your left margin. You can go to Safe Assignment and submit a draft of your paper for review. Safe Assignment then will return a report that highlights the material that is found in its database. So the highlighted material means that it is found elsewhere. So you've probably quoted this material, or you have copied it from a source, whether in a book or online. You need to be sure that anything that is quoted, that you have cited it properly with quotation marks and a footnote. Now, if you see a lot of highlighted material in your paper, you will need to put more of your paper in your own words. I realize this is a research paper, but nonetheless, I want you to assimilate what you are learning and give it to me in your own words, not someone else's words. Okay, so now I will note to you that footnotes and bibliographical entries, well, they are almost always highlighted because other students are using the same sources that you are using. Another tool you have is Write Stuff. That is the NOBTS Writing Center. And so you can submit a draft to the Writing Center. You see the information there on how to submit it. And the Writing Center staff will review the paper and work with you as necessary to improve your paper before it is submitted. And so working with the Writing Center will help you in your academic writing, as well as help you make a better grade. And then one more tool that is available to you is a style guide, which again is on the web page for the Writing Center, and that will help you with your footnote, bibliography, and other Turabian issues. All right, now, so we have 2 written assignments and a number of online exams and so forth. And so how do we submit them? Unit exams, reading reports, discussion threads, they all will be conducted on Blackboard. The unit tests and reading reports are under course documents and under each respective unit. Okay, you'll see on the left margin the link to the discussion board where you will add your application points each unit. All right, you'll submit your research paper under assignments. You'll see that on the left margin. Click on assignments and it will open up and you'll see where to submit your research paper. You'll submit it also on the discussion board. All right, there's a 5-point deduction if you do not submit your paper in both places. All right, and the reason for that is that under assignments, I have access to it, and on the discussion board, your fellow students will have access to your research and writing, and they can learn from you, and you can learn from others. The movie review will be submitted under assignments. Please do not submit your assignments as email attachments. My email box gets filled up pretty quickly. All right, I have to put on my ugly face and talk to you about penalties because I want you to be aware of the expectations for this course. Unit exams and reading reports must be submitted by the date of the unit completion. After the deadline, unit exams and reading reports will not be reopened. Okay, I do not ask me to reopen an exam or a report. I will not do it. But remember that 1 unit exam grade will be dropped. So if you forget, you will not lose anything. All right, on the discussion board, failure to participate adequately in the discussion board and to do so in a timely manner will affect the amount of points awarded. Now, let's talk about tardiness. I expect your written work to be turned in on time. So I'm talking here about the movie review and the research paper. Each one will be assessed a 10% penalty if it is submitted after the deadline. There will be a 20% penalty if it's submitted after 5 days. After 1 week, the penalty will be severe, and no assignment will be accepted after 2 weeks past the deadline. So, you know when your assignments are due, mark them on the calendar, begin in a timely fashion, and turn your work in on time. Posting your major research paper under assignments and on the discussion board. If you do not post them in both places, there will be a 5-point deduction. And then I'm sorry to have to talk about plagiarism, but I do. Every semester I see 1 or more instances of plagiarism. A high standard of personal integrity is expected of all our students, and any infraction will be reported to the Dean of Students. All right, if you want more information, look at the graduate catalog. But I take plagiarism very seriously. Remember, if you can do a Google search for your topic, so can I. All right, and so be sure that the work that you turn in is your own. And if you quote, do so sparingly and be sure to separate it with quotation marks and add citation. All right, so let's move on from that. I'm going to put on my happy face again, and let's talk about possible points and how you will be graded. All right, for all 6 reading reports, you can earn 30 points. The 5 tests are worth 25 points each, so for a total of 125 points. And then the movie review is worth 30 points. Your research project is worth 100 points, and your discussions are worth 90 points, 15 points for each discussion that you contribute. All right, now remember there are extra points available for reading, and each test you can earn some extra points. So, although the total is 375, actually there are many more points available to you. So, at the end of the semester, if you have earned 350 to 375 points, you'll receive an A. 320 to 349 points is a B. A C is 290 to 319. A D is 225 to 289. If you score below 225 points, well, that is a failing grade. But let me tell you something assuring. About half of this class will make an A. Almost every class that I teach, about half my students make A's. Out of the other half, most of them make B's. There are a few C's and a couple of D's, but if you want to fail my class, you have to work very hard at it. This means that you have not turned in your work, or you've turned it in late. But as long as you do the work, you will make a passing grade in my class. This is a very doable class. All right, now, of course, because we are online, we are not meeting in a classroom, but nonetheless, I want to just remind you of the COVID-19 protocols. Mask up, maintain social distance, wash and sanitize your hands. Please pray for a safe and healthy semester wherever you are and on our campus. We are praying that very soon the COVID-19 will be under control so that we can return to the lifestyle that we want and need in order to do our work, to be with our family, and to minister. All right, so the reformers are here to tell you to mask up. All right, well, that is the summation of the syllabus. I hope that that has been helpful to you to understand the requirements and expectations for this course. All right, I'm looking forward to the semester. I'm expecting and hoping and praying for a beneficial experience for you as well as for me. So, God's blessings to you all. We'll be in touch through the semester, and looking forward to our journey through the history of Christianity, Reformation to modern. Blessings to you all.